the whole art and craft and heart and soul is really put into that magical experience of connecting to a story, to a character. And you know, you will think about it all night long, you work on it all week, all month, you walk it, you talk it, you sleep it, and then you come to class and sometimes you hit it and sometimes you don't, but everything in that class is supporting you going to this powerful place that I gotta tell you that I hope all of you have a moment when you just move beyond all your limitations, all your fears, all your insecurities, and you touch this magical, powerful place where you feel more alive, more connected to the world, to the universe, to your heart, your soul. It's a place that you want to go back and visit over and over again. And the funny part is you get in the business, and immediately you start, that joy of just acting and connecting to a character starts to get, for me, dimmed. Because people want to pay you a lot of money to do things you don't want to do. And, you know, you have to pay bills, and very rarely do you get offered or get to audition for something that you really care about, or a character you really want to play. And I have to tell you that all through most of my career, I was, you know, always giving the best I could give, but I was not feeling that feeling that I had way back in acting class when I started. When you can actually pick a piece of material that would scare the frack out of you, challenge you to go places you had never gone, you know, and experience emotions and feelings and a way of looking at life, and really gaining an empathy and understanding of the human condition. It was just a powerful experience. And it didn't matter whether you became famous or made money. It was a process that was satisfying unto itself. And then you get into business, and you know, so much about the business and all the people that work it and run it. There's some wonderful people in the business, but there's a lot of stuff. A lot of people that are there maybe for the wrong reasons. And along the way, that feeling gets lost. And I gotta tell you, I got so burned out. I really didn't want to act anymore. I think Sean Penn again said, you know, movies seem to be going in a direction where it was just about fluff and entertainment. And he said movies are too important to be just about entertainment. And he was really craving, yeah. And the same could go for a television show. So for me, I was totally burned out when, you know, this opportunity to come on this Battlestar series came to me. And I have to tell you, it was terrifying. It really was, because it was like, you know, I'd been on the show 35 years ago, and I kind of mounted a little bit of fan campaign, not against the new show, but against the fact that networks and studios rarely listen to fans, you know. And usually when they bring back something, they usually ruin it, right? Most of the classics that they bring back. So, you know, I had all this stuff going. And I remember when I saw Ron Moore's trailer at the 25th Battlestar Anniversary Convention, and I was blown away by the artistry of it, no matter how different it was. And then when I got invited to come on and sit down and talk about Tom Zarek and playing this political revolutionary, I all of a sudden got, you know, wow, this sounds like a really, really interesting character. And it was a one-shot. Fortunately, it turned into much more. But the point I'm making is, when I came on this Battlestar Galactica, it rekindled. It was the first time in 35 years that I had felt that feeling that I had back in, where there's something about working with great actors, great writers, you know, great artists, where the bar is raised and you are challenged to go to a level of performance that maybe you've never been to. And because of the nature of the material and the fact that you connect to it, and you care about it, and it moves you inside, it pushes you, and it opens this door where you can bring so much more of who you are to your work. And it's like the Olympics. It's like getting to a place where they're going to shoot that line, and it's now, and you go for it, and you put everything you got into it. It takes something special to get you to mount all of you into the moment and give your best performance. And Battlestar, every single week, every time I got a script, every time I came up there, I went to that place because I was terrified. It was like, oh my God. You know, I felt this impetus to really put 1,000% of myself into it because I wanted to be able to come and bring it and show up and have the kind of performance to me that would celebrate and honor this incredible show. And so I would spend all night sometimes. I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would be like exploring this story, the premise, my character from a million different directions. And I would wake up sometimes with an hour of sleep and go to the studio, and it didn't matter. So all I can say is that for me, talk about how it changes your life. I was really burned out. I was really, I felt like, where am I going to go? What am I going to do with the rest of my life? And then this show reawakened my hope, my inspiration, and has opened the door for me going after creating more of this experience, not only with Battlestar, but creating new shows, creating new opportunities to bring people together to do the kind of show that entertains but blows people away, uplifts people, inspires people, and touches their hearts. So that's where I'm going with.
Questions for everyone. I just wanted to ask, were there any props from the show that you got to take home, or any that you really wanted to take home?
We didn't get to take nothing home.
I stole a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Those are nice
Who took that painting in your quarters?
I don't know. Get that on camera?
I started talking about it because I just wanted to be nice about it. I kind of told the wardrobe, I'm like, I'm taking my flight suit. And they're like, no, you aren't. And I'm like, oh yeah, I am. So we got to run that by the execs. I'm like, go ahead. And so they ran by them and then planned. It was amazing. She was the head of the costumes for my wardrobe. And she's like, you really can't let you take it. I said, no. Glenn, I'm taking it. I love you, but I'm taking it. So no one's gonna fucking stop me. She's like, okay. So I told Jamie and I told Katie and Grace, and we all took our flight suits. They weren't the original shoes. I don't know whatever happened to those original ones. They were good. They were nice. Eddie and Hogan had the best shoes. I don't know how, but one of them, they got boxing shoes. I don't know if you ever noticed, but the two of them had the most comfortable shoes. I had shoe envy the entire duration of the show. It was nice little, comfortable boxing. Yeah, you could tell they were just comfortable. See Eddie flexing his feet. Hogan, they just looked happy. We had these odd.
I had 2 sets of insoles in my shoes because they couldn't find their pair of shoes small enough for me.
Let's keep it.
I wish I was bold enough to have just taken something. I was far too obedient.
Oh, and Grace stole me the, she stole
Don't
me.
implicate Grace. She's not even here to defend herself.
She didn't steal. She took for me one of the phones, the wall phones. And she gave it to me for a birthday present, like a year after we were done.
She kept it and then saved it, didn't she?
So a year later, I wrapped it up and everything. I couldn't believe what it was. Even the big heavy box. What the hell did she give me? It's big. It's awesome.
I will forever regret not taking my headset. Somebody has it. One of you motherfuckers is going.
Can you lock the doors, please? Nobody leaves before we check their purse, their wallet.
We're searching everyone. I took some money. I'm a dog tags. Really, it was the last day of set, and I wasn't in the CIC, right? I was in the quarters, so I was like frantically looking around for stuff nothing that was bolted down. I was like, what can I take? I'm not even in my uniform. I got nothing. They thought this through. They put me in a dress.
The word was out in the last couple of weeks too. Everyone was like, what are you going to take? What are you going to take? And I was trying to figure it out what they were going to take. I was talking about how I was trying to steal the Raptor. But it didn't work out for me.
I also wanted one of my flight manuals that sat on my desk. That would have been good. Oh well, see, let me. Hey, there's a lineup back there.
Okay, next question.
In the show, there's a significant difference in the amount of information that the executive leadership knows versus, I guess, the general fleet. and that affects the democratic voice of the people and what they want versus what the leadership thinks is better for the crew and what they therefore kind of overrule them to do. And I was wondering if we had a natural disaster event or maybe a nuclear or even just regular war that suddenly made information far harder to come by and less easy to share, how would that affect the democratic process when the voters are not really informed, and would it even be able to survive?
Basically, you answered your own question. We wouldn't be informed,
Yeah.
and therefore they'd have to make all the decisions. It becomes that way anyway. In that kind of a situation, we wouldn't make any decisions. You know, they would make everything, and pretty much we'd have to go along with the program.
Or would we?
What's that?
Would we? Could we
Oh,
empower
wow.
us? Could we empower ourselves as a group of people as the majority to take it upon ourselves? But I guess the leadership has to emerge from that group anyway.
Yeah, but as soon as you do that, immediately they try to eradicate it, and then they have all the weapons. So it really gets difficult to really challenge a government. I don't care how well armed we are on civilian life.
Because they would, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I was like, would they
you're
take us
so-
all out so they could keep power? Yeah.
We're already over power.
Yeah, they would.
They need to do that. In fact, that's one of the game plans.
It's interesting to think about those, how dependent we are on the internet, communication, being tapped in. We take it for granted. When this stuff goes down, I don't know about you, I'm one of the few people who still has a landline. I have a landline just in case. You know what I mean? What's going to happen? Nobody can communicate.
Well, after that birth slippage, I don't think that little landline's gonna function either.
I was going to say, you better practice your
Maybe a
skills
satellite
there.
connection, I know. Yeah.
I'll let none of you, because you won't have the phone.
Somebody in here knows how to make like some kind of crude radio signal Morse code system. I know someone in here does. There's a couple heads shaking. Next. I like your BDUs.
Thank you. Work in progress. So, you, throughout the weekend, your other panels and everything, you've shared some great stories and memories. But what I want to know is, what from the show and your experience there, what do you miss the most, or who?
Crafty. No. Oh, nobody knows what that is. Catering. No, not at all. I'm just joking. It was just the daily process. It was coming in, seeing the hair and makeup guys, seeing everybody in the chairs, talking about what we had to do for the day. Did you read the next script? What do you think about it? Or how was your weekend? How are the kids? You know, what are we doing later? Getting into being excited about something that day, because there's always something to be excited about. If you had a scene or something that you hadn't done before, or something that was going on, not even in your storyline. We were talking about what was going on the Cylon ship and
Always.
what that meant. What
Always
Ron was
discussing
gonna
the
do.
show, right?
Yeah.
Like we were all huge fans of the show too. We were really excited and proud of it. We were very invested in our characters and the show. We'd argue about it too. Jamie and I would always at each other.
That's what we were
Constantly,
talking
but
about.
we'd argue as the characters almost too. He bust my balls all the time, back and forth. But I miss that daily process. I miss the character too. I loved you. And it was, a lot of the scenes I did, a lot of the stuff that I had to do was very, very challenging. It was dark stuff. It was hard. Even as an actor, it was hard to go against the fleet oftentimes. Just as Tom, it was hard playing that character to do that. It was difficult. It was challenging, but I loved it. It was awesome. That's experience. Playing that character and having that journey and seeing these guys every day. It was such a comfortable, experience. We go in, we look forward, we all look forward to work. It was not a day that I was ever ungrateful, you know what I mean? It was just always, I'd be going to work even in some ungodly call time first in the morning, and I always have a moment where I just put a smile on my face and just be like, yes, I'm so very blessed
Yeah.
right now.
It's not always glamorous, people. I know we tell you that, but it takes a lot of work to make the kind of thing that you love and enjoy. It's a lot of detail. And your person will be uncomfortable. You're hot in your flight suit, you're stuck in the wrapper, you're strapped in, you can't go to the bathroom. Can I go 10-1? No. In 3 shots. You have to sort of put yourself behind the production because that's what you're there for. But it doesn't matter because there's always something rewarding. Or, you got to hang out with Eddie. You get a hug in between.